Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what up?
How's it going, dog?
Living the dream.
It kicked us out. So I'm gonna pop myself off. You just get cranking. I gotta adjust a light and erase some stuff off the whiteboard, but I will be right back. You get started. Bye.
All right. Sounds good. Yo, yo, yo. What up, everybody? Get started here in just a minute. So we decided to do this live really because they're like, I've talked about this before, but there is, oh, Pace, are you back?
I'm back, bro. I just needed to adjust a light. That's all.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yo, this is an interesting topic. I think a lot of people really want to hear about. So let me jump into like how amazing this is for me, because I don't think anybody truly understands this. I get a lot of people ask me, Pace, how do you accomplish so much in your business? How do you guys do so much? How are you everywhere? How are you blah, 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 blah? Well, number one, I have a Cody. So that's a cheat code. Bro, you got a haircut? Wow, bro. Looking good. Anyway, so I have Cody. He's my integrator partner. I'm Cody's visionary partner. If you guys don't know what that means, then go read the book Rocket Fuel. It will change your life. I promise you that. But Cody has a way of bringing leads to the table that allow me to go and close those deals. And I never have any, I literally don't even know our VA's names. I don't know where our leads come from necessarily. I mean, Cody and I have partnership meetings where he tells me, but it's an amazing world that I live in right now, where I am not involved in any of the lead generation. They just come in. Last month, I think we generated close to 500 leads that I had nothing to do with. I mean, I shouldn't say nothing. Obviously, it took a while to set it up and
Right.
the vision and working together and all that kind of stuff and whatnot. But people need to understand how amazing it can be in order to scale a business when you bring on some automation systems and setups. That's where Cody comes in. So what I want to talk about today, and we're going to have some, we're going to answer some questions for you. Yes, Edward, I agree with you, dude. His haircut's looking nice, like super nice. He was looking like a burly freaking snowman or like wilderness dude the last couple of days.
Seriously.
Winston, thank you for the support. You're always helping out, always appreciating us. I thank you. Thank you so much. So Cody, what are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about automating your business. We're going to talk about automating your business. And I think people get the idea wrong on automating. They're like, I want to automate my business so I could do nothing. It's you automate your business so you could focus more on the things that are going to make you more money, because the goal is to figure out how to take yourself out of the jobs that are $5 an hour activities, $10 an hour activities, $20 an hour activities, and take yourself into where you can focus on the $500 an hour activities, the $1,000 an hour activities. And so you have to look at your business like that, because if you spend your time, you're trying to, save $1, by spending an hour doing something yourself, you could be focusing your time on much bigger things to be able to produce more. And where Pace was talking about, how does he get so much done? How do we get so much done? How does our company get so much done? It's because we have systems in place that allow for us to focus on the higher level activities so that we can accomplish more. Because if you try to control everything and do everything yourself, you're going to be a slave to your business, and you're never going to be able to scale. You're never going to be able to go on vacation at all without having the fear of, oh, what if I have to meet a seller today? Well, the problem is you're just so stuck in your business. There's a really good book called The E-Myth by, I think it's Michael Gerber. He talks about why the solopreneurs are failing. And it's because they're trying to do everything themselves. They think that, I can't hire it out. They're not going to do as good of a job as me. I'm the one that's going to do it best. And I find that, most prevalent in the older generation, like 40s, 50s and on, where they're like, I got to do it. If it's not me doing it, it's not done right. And so what you have to realize is when you put the systems in place, your people will make mistakes. They're going to mess up, and you have to be okay with that. Because if you have 10 people doing tasks for you and some of those, tasks that get done incorrectly, you're still getting 10 more tasks done than you trying to do all of those and your higher level activities. So that's what you have to realize. So that's what.
Yeah, it's interesting. Why don't we go through that's what we're gonna jump in today, guys? Is what does it actually mean? Like, what can you automate? What can you not automate? What are the challenges with automating? What does automating actually look like? I imagine, Cody, you'll probably do some screen share today.
Yeah, I'll do some.
Guys, if anybody's into screen shares, like actually seeing what systems look like shoot me a yes in the comments. Just say yes in the comments, and I want to see if that's something that we should have Cody do today. I want to know if you guys want to see behind the scenes in the computer, like the actual look of his computer and what it looks like, or if you just want to hear me talk all day long. I'm sure people are sick of hearing me talk by this point, bro.
Yeah.
Facebook user, thank you. So guys, if you want to see Cody do screen share, drop a yes in the comments. And if we get enough, I'll have Cody do that.
You know what I'm going to do?
One thing, what's the number one thing that you are so happy is automated? Just the number one thing off the top of your head.
I think number one is cold calling. Just in general, like
I think a lot of people are going to say the same thing, because a lot of people have a hard time with this business. Here's the one thing Cody's not talking to you about. It's not just about scaling your business and growing. It's also about doing things you don't want to do. I don't want to cold call. I like talking to sellers. I like closing deals. I like working out scenarios with sellers. But I don't want to make the hundreds and hundreds of calls it takes to get on the phone with one seller. And that is part of automation, right? We have systems in place that Cody and I have set up. Primarily Cody, he's done such a great job. Set up a system that the leads come in warm and the sellers are ready for me or one of our acquisition people to talk to. Dude, like when you're going through this business and you're brand new, cold calling is one of the biggest barriers of entry. And I see a lot of people feeling the same way. It's a huge barrier. Well, you'll go and be consistent for like a day or two, but then you'll find one thing that distracts you, so you'll stop cold calling. Therefore, your leads completely die, right? Mm-hmm. The number one thing in this business gets you deals. The number one thing is quality conversations with motivated sellers. If you're not having quality conversations with motivated sellers and all you're doing is feeling deflated on your cold calling, it is so hard to break into this business. And I can't remember the last time I cold called a seller. It's been years, right? So if you guys want to scale your business, you have to learn how to automate this and how to get into this business in that respect. What's something else that we have automated that we don't have to mess with, Cody?
So actually, list polling and then skip tracing. And it really wasn't able to happen until we started using batch, because it's all integrated into one. It just makes it a lot easier. And I don't have to, give the company card out to a VA to, buy the data. It's already,
oh my gosh. I remember when you were doing that with Andres.
Yeah. So, like for
guys,
example,
Cody brought up batch. I would be hard pressed to find somebody who doesn't know who batch is. But what I just did is I put there's only 4 people who have this coupon code. Brent Daniels, Steve Trang, Cody and myself, and somebody else. I can't remember who the 4th person is, but there's only 4 people who have this coupon code that will allow you to have 500 free text messages with batch. So if you haven't tried batch services out, try them out. I just dropped a link that will allow you to get 500 free texts with them just to kind of try out their scenarios. Bro, I was on the phone with Annie yesterday. Mm-hmm. In 3 weeks, guess what they're dropping? Guess what they're doing?
Lists.
The list, bro, that's like here almost. What's something else that you and I wish we had that batch would integrate?
I've been saying cold call, the dialer for.
Yeah, their dialer is going to be available in about 4 weeks.
Dude, that's amazing.
So not only can we skip trace, we can text message, now we're going to be able to call from all one platform and just eliminate all these other platforms and get rid of them. Dude, it's going to be unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Hey, William Weeks, I don't know if you can tell, but William is very really wants to see what we use, bro.
We use Podio. So if you guys want to see what our Podio looks like, Cody, I call our Podio Codio.
because I actually had to text Cody last night. I was like, bro, I need to log into Podio. And he's like, use your wife's. I don't go into Podio. That's part of one of the things that I've eliminated from my life is that I want to be out talking to people. I want to be out building relationships and getting deals done. I don't want to be inside a Podio managing lead flow and all that kind of stuff. So our whole team is in Podio managing stuff. And Cody is kind of the overlord of Podio.
Trying to figure out how to share our Podio without people seeing our seller leads and then people being buttholes and calling our leads.
It does happen. It happens, guys. The unfortunate thing is Jonathan Castano, who I would say, Jonathan Castano, can you show us how to track your KPI through Podio? Yes, Cody will show you guys that stuff today. We're going to have a lot of fun. Brandon Rayburn, my brother, I love you. My biggest fear is trusting someone to pull data. The integrity of the data gets compromised like a row or column shifting. How do I get past that? Cody, why don't you tell these guys about Trainual, bro?
Yeah. So I'll talk about Trainual first. I'll share my screen. So here's what I'm gonna do, guys. So if you cannot yet afford to use Trainual, it's like $150 a month, but it's one of the best things that we've done for our business to actually set up to actually have systems work. So I'll show you guys what I would do. So if I was
Cody, while you load that up real quick, I've got a couple questions I'm going to answer.
All right, perfect.
Everyone uses Podio, but are y'all using generic apps or a particular automated build? So two answers to that. We started out generic, then Cody went out and bought somebody else's pre-built Podio, which ended up being absolute garbage. We ended up having to kind of build it out. And I don't know, Cody, what do you think? You personally probably spend 3 to 5 hours a week in Podio, just moving things around, coding things, adding things as we go, just because now you're learning how to code inside of Podio.
Yeah, about that. And then, going in and it's very finicky, you change a couple things and then something else doesn't function properly. So it's like, it's a constant ever growing thing, really. It's like a living, breathing organism.
Right. It's a member of your company, really. It's a member of your company. It's one of the best tools that you can have in your business, because we now have basically taken our Podio from just being a CRM to now our Podio is our operations manual. It takes our transactions all the way from lead generation to actually closing escrow. Our Podio will actually manage the escrows. It will manage all the files all the way through that transaction. And in fact, it's also managing our fix and flips and doing all that kind of stuff where our finances are in it. It's amazing. So Patrick Brown agrees, bro. The two biggest problems in starting a wholesale business or an investing business is doing the cold calling yourself and managing a CRM. So Cody's going to do a screen share for you guys right now.
Yep. All right. Let me open this bad boy up.
Yes, Mike and Briglio, Batch Leads is going to have lists coming out really soon. I think Cody and I will get a coupon or a discount on those when they first come out. But if you guys are not using Batch Leads, go use I call it the sushi link. Basically, anytime somebody signs up with that link, it basically buys me sushi. So do me a favor.
Yeah.
Sign up with Batch under that link and we'll get some sushi out of it, basically. So, but our coupon code, the one that says batchleads.io/pace, that will get you 500 free text messages with Batch. And then in the future, as they come out with new products, we will get other discount codes on their skip. We have a discount code on their skip tracing. Does anybody want a discount code on the skip tracing? Because we can hook you up with that too. Let's see, where is that? Cody, show us something good, bro.
Yep. All right. Going screen share. I just had to make sure nothing was showing so people don't try to, be buttholes.
Snakes, bro. Snake.
All right. So the first couple of things that I'll go through. So this is Trainual. I'm not going to scroll up because you'll see our login information. You're going to see, info that we can't share, right? So, but here's the thing, guys, is we use Trainual. So like this particular tab is all about our list, like how to pull the probate list and format it correctly. So basically what you can do with Trainual, which is super cool, is you can set up like this video, for example. So it's going through, basically how we upload our data. So what I did this video for is one of our virtual assistants. So basically this is updating our pre-foreclosures every single day. I have him go in every day at 12 p.m. I really want to show more, but I can't show everything. So what this is doing is I created a video on Trainual, so my virtual assistant can log into their Trainual account, go to the list section. They can go, each one of these has a different video showing how to actually go in, how to pull that list, and then how to upload it into the batch lead stacker, how to format it. As you'll see in this video, I'm going through how to format that list. What list is that going under? What am I tagging that list as? So then they go in and can literally duplicate that same action, that same effort. That virtual assistant doesn't come and ask me questions. There's no questions to ask. It's watch the video. And if they have a question, it's go watch the video again. Right?
This is a video inside it. So guys, look at the top of his screen. He's got American Home Offers, which is the name of our wholesale business.
Yep.
Trainualapp.com. So what that is we are using Trainual. Well, here's how we started using Trainual and how we found out about it. Cody and I were talking about, like, man, if there's only a place to house all these videos and these workflows to train our team. We were talking about it for a couple of months, and then guess what happened? Instagram was listening to me, and Instagram started submitting ads to me on Trainual. So I kept forwarding it to Cody. And then, like, by the third time, Cody's like, bro, okay, fine, I'll sign up for it. But now Cody is like totally taken our Trainual to another level. Like when we hire and onboard people, all they do now is Mike and Briglio, we use all of our VAs come from one place. Okay. All of them. Texting. Even I have a VA that helps me out with some of my social media stuff, just making sure things get replied to. I'm sure a lot of people know Jammy because he'll actually tell people like, hey, I'm Pace's assistant. That guy came from VA Hub. We also get our texters from VA Hub. We get our cold callers from VA Hub. We get everybody from VA Hub. Okay, guys? So Trainual is amazing because it allows you to create an onboarding set of videos, an onboarding set of tasks. So when a new person comes into your world, you don't have to go back and retrain them all over. It's one of the biggest nightmares of being a business owner is letting somebody go and then having to find somebody to come back on and train. It almost gets to the point where you're so frustrated with it that you're like, I'll just keep doing this myself because it's not worth the hassle. And Trainual is what removes that from the table where you're like, I'm going to hire you and then let Trainual do all the onboarding and training. And then when you're done, you should know exactly how to do your job. So exactly. Cody, before I give it back to you, Gladys Jeanette says, thank you for doing this. You're welcome, Gladys. Getting my CRM on point has been a nightmare. Everybody feels the same way, I'm sure. Can you guys do a deep dive on your Podio flow, please? I think Cody would be willing to do that. The challenge is we have about 300 people.
I'll talk about the apps, but I'm not going to go into the apps because it's going to show personal information of people in our company and then seller leads information, which I don't want to share.
Yeah, so we've had so many people, and you'd think, so we have about 300 people watching between YouTube and Facebook right now. So yes, there's always a replay of everything we do, guys. Everything gets recorded because we are automated, dude. So if you guys have a question about something, you always come back and rewatch this. But we are going to do a deep dive on the Facebook or on our Podio today. So hang tight, please hang tight. You will get a shot and Cody will walk through it. But the reason why we're not going to deep dive on stuff is because out of 300 people that are currently watching here, there's at least one knucklehead. And that one knucklehead will literally take a screenshot of our leads because they don't know how to build their own business, and they'll call our sellers. We have it every time we do something, and every time we try and help and pour into you guys, people will steal our shit.
Yeah.
So rule number one of the day is don't steal our shit, and we'll help you guys out. So Cody will get to that, and I'm gonna let Cody talk now.
Awesome. So guys, with Trainual, the biggest thing with this is realizing you can build out every part of your business. We have our acquisitions department. We have our training videos for acquisition. We have recorded calls from Pace. We have recorded calls with our sales team of successful calls and calls that didn't go so well so that the team can go through those, listen to those, we have our scripts in there. We have our objection handlers in there. We have additional personal development, professional growth in there for our acquisitions, our dispositions. We have videos just like this video on the screen that go through step by step. Our disposition guy, Jeff, we're putting some of these together right now so that whenever we get a property under contract, all that's happening is Jeff, will upload that information to the virtual assistant. They'll get it set up to go out in an email blast. We have a video of how to do that, how to set it up through a text blast. We have a video of how to do that. And all of those steps are done by a virtual assistant. And as you can see on these videos, it's just step by step. It's so simple once you actually put these videos together to be able to automate and systematize your business, right? So,
Cody, I got a question for you. I've never actually brought this up, but I thought about, with all the subject to students that we have.
Yeah.
I thought about, I just had this thought. I was like, you know what, people, I see how many hours you've spent on this. You've literally spent 8 or 9 months building these videos. And as you have a problem, you create another video. As you have a solution or a better idea, you create a video or delete an old one that doesn't pertain to what we're doing anymore or whatever. Like, this has been something you've put a lot of time and energy into. Yeah. It obviously has set us up for a lot of success and automation. I'm wondering if somebody hypothetically, I don't know if this is possible, but if somebody hypothetically wanted to pay you for consulting on Trainual or Podio, is that something that you feel comfortable having a conversation with people about? Or do you feel like that would bog you down?
Maybe more so on Trainual than Podio. Probably Trainual, just because I'm not an expert coder yet to be able to make all the changes. I still have to outsource some of that, but Trainual for sure. So
what I'm going to do, because the people in our creative financing mentorship, they sign a non-disclosure where they don't share anything. Cody is actually going to be showing our Podio flow over there from time to time, doing recordings with our students and showing them stuff, because those guys signed an NDA saying that they won't tell anybody, show anybody, all that kind of stuff. So I can show the deep, dark secrets of creative financing, deep, dark secrets of wholesale and all that kind of stuff as it pertains to our business. Like, for example, this morning I spent 2 hours on Zoom with all of our students walking house on Pueblo, walking the house on Frito, walking the lots on 92nd, and also going to the flip that we're planning on buying. I walked through with them and I actually told them the addresses of the houses because I feel comfortable they signed an NDA.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't share it with these 300 people because one of them is a knucklehead.
Yeah.
So if you guys want a little bit more one-on-one time, I would suggest maybe thinking about coming on with us as a student on the Subto stuff. If not, maybe reach out to Cody and blow up his email. I'm going to give it to you guys in the link. Just kidding, I won't. DM Cody if you guys want a little bit of one-on-one time. I really don't do anything with this personally. Cody is the genius behind setting all this stuff up, and I'm very grateful for being his partner in this situation. So anyway, Cody, keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the thing is, guys, as you're building out your business, I would start with
Cody, check this out, bro.
Yeah.
I guarantee you have an answer for this.
Okay.
Read the screen.
Okay. I got to stop sharing. Hang on. I mean, you could do a YouTube series if you want, but this is so much more. Here, I'll try to go to another. I'll go to another link here.
Yeah, show us why. Like, why is this not? And also, Olaf. By the way, that's a dope name. Are you going to be starring in Frozen 3? That's a cool name. I like that. So, Olaf, why would you want to put your videos to train your company on YouTube when now your competitors can go in and steal all the hard work that you've put together? We don't mind sharing things. I think out of anybody in the wholesale and creative financing space, I think Cody and I are giving away a lot of stuff and helping a lot of people. But at the end of the day, there's a difference between helping people and like absolutely destroying your own ability to run your business. If you are doing YouTube videos and training your employees on those YouTube videos, you're putting yourself in a really bad spot. So I would suggest not putting your training videos on YouTube. Also, Trainual is a lot more. Like, look at this. It's laid out, organized.
You're setting up courses, right? So within our company of American Home Offers, we have our employee onboarding standard operating procedures, which include not just videos, but it has questionnaires. It has, we have actual, employee manuals. Like you're able to, put your documents in here. So it's your documents are living in there, your videos are living in there. Training are part of our training program for how we buy properties. So when an acquisition person gets on with, within our company, they go through this course, then they go through, how we buy our properties, pillars of motivation. John Martinez is one of our favorite, for sales training. So our team goes through John Martinez sales training, and then we have our scripts. We have our scripts for rebuttals. So all of this lives within here. So you can assign your staff, your team, your virtual assistants, whoever, these different courses, and they can run through these. And then, obviously, down to marketing, sourcing the data, managing the campaigns, tracking the KPIs. I mean, you're doing a lot more than just that. And then you also, with Trainual, you can have an app on your phone. So someone can, be on their phone, pull up the Trainual app and be going through these videos, going through their scripts on their phone. They don't have to be on the computer. So that's what we like with this. And so Trainual would be where you want to go if you want to get yourself out of being a solopreneur and actually being able to hire a virtual assistant, hire an acquisitions person, hire a dispositions person, a transaction coordinator. To build your business, this is where you can house all of that information. You can create tests in here too. It's not just videos. You can do tests for your VAs where, you can have multiple choice questionnaires. I mean, there's a lot more to this than just that. So that's how we have our whole business broken down, is all through here. It's always changing and building, because as we change systems, we change processes, things have to change in here, but generally everything will be in here. Because what we were doing before is we actually were using this. Screenomatic is actually, just a free tip for you guys. Screenomatic is the software that's used in Trainual to record your screen. So you can use Screenomatic if you don't have the money to pay for Trainual yet. And this could be like your entry, drug into Trainual, and you could start recording some videos, put it into a Google Drive, but eventually you're going to want to get Trainual set up. I think the cheapest plan with them is like $50 a month for, like 5 users. We have a lot of users in there because our virtual assistants go through this training, but that's what you can get set up. But yeah, so that's kind of what that looks like. We can go over, I know you guys were wanting to see, some of our KPIs. So, we can go on, our KPIs here.
Ooh, I don't think I've ever seen this.
Yeah. So this is like the last couple weeks. So we can look at basically how
This
everything
is very visually stimulating.
Yeah. So basically, like how we'll have it set up is, out of that, say on Monday, 63 calls were made, 14 answered, 49 busy, no answer, 41 calls made, 10 answered, 31 busy, no answer. So we have it broken up. Your average acquisitions person, well, not average, a successful acquisitions person is going to be on average making 50 calls a day to have success and reaching people. Because look at this, guys. If you make 63 calls, 14 actually answer. People make the mistake of they feel like working hard. They feel I feel like I made a lot of calls today. I feel like I did a lot today, but the numbers don't lie. It's how many calls did you make? Are you tracking those numbers? So that, like, if you have to make 60 calls to get 14 to answer, people wonder why their business isn't going anywhere because they feel like they made a lot of calls. They actually only made 20 calls. And out of those 20 calls, they talked to 4 people. Out of those 4 people, told 2 people the conversations weren't even quality conversations. So they really only made 2 calls that day, had 2 quality conversations. So that's what you have to look at in your business is how many calls are you or your acquisition person making on a daily basis? How many of those are being answered? And out of those, what do those quality conversations look like? And the numbers will tell all truths in your business. So this is just one of the things that we'll utilize to, keep an eye on, how are we doing?
Hey, Ivan Iverson asked, how do you sign up for the Subto training? I just posted the link It is, just click on the link. It's go.subto.com. It'll head over to subto.com. I would go over to our free creative financing Facebook group and see if people are happy about that Subto training. And if any of my students are in there, drop a note in the comments and tell people if you're happy or unhappy or if the value is there. I'd like to, unfiltered. My students don't get paid to say anything nice or negative. But I want to know, are you guys happy with the mentorship? If you are, drop a little deal there. If you're mad at me, drop a comment here too. I want to see if you're mad at me. Jonathan Castano, who always has some of the best questions. Are those calls for leads that came in and said they were interested and now you are following up?
Yeah, so those are all calls that are in, what is that? Those are all calls being made within our Podio. So those are people that got put into Podio from our cold callers or our text managers. So that's pretty much it. That's really all it is. It's just people, our acquisition team calling our leads in Podio. They're not.
So, Cody, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I've literally never seen that sheet. Guys, this is the benefit of having a really good partner. Cody, have you ever wondered if I have the work ethic to keep up with you?
No.
I've never had a thought that my partner Cody doesn't work as hard as I do. And everybody talks about how hard I work. Cody just is not as outwardly facing. He's not the face of the operation. More people know me, but I tell people I'm the face of the operation. Cody's the backbone. Okay. Cody has done such a crazy good job. And Cody, we just barely started, bro.
Yeah.
We just barely started. You and I are going to be dominating for a long time, bro. We're going to be Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan. We're going to have our Dennis Rodmans, Tony Kukoc, all that. We're building an amazing team, guys. And we're super, super happy that we're partners with each other because, Cody, what would you say the main reason why we're good partners?
We're opposites, but we respect each other's talents.
Yes. Cody's very patient with me because I'm a little bit crazy, like idea, relationship, new person, let's go, blah, blah, blah. And Cody's like, okay, I like all of these, but let's focus on 3 or 4 of them and I'll make them happen behind the scenes. Okay. Cody is a beast. You do need a Cody in your life. Okay. Guys, go to, there's a guy that just posted a really nice Facebook comment about me. His name's William Prosper. I want you guys to go and find him on Facebook, William Prosper, and he will tell you, dude, look at Maurice. He's the freaking man. Look what Maurice wrote about that Subto training. Subto training is the best one I've ever took, and I've paid for a lot of mentorship, but Pace being Pace's students have brought me so much value. Now I can set up a date to set up my Podio for me to be automatic. So Maurice, that's the benefit of having Cody as my partner. Cody's going to be coming in and helping you guys talk about Podio, and he'll actually, because we have an NDA signed with all you guys when you guys join the mentorship, Cody is more comfortable talking about real things behind the scenes with you guys than he does with the public, because a lot of the public, dude, how many times have we been snaked by our own giving attitude? We've been snaked so many times in town by people just trying to go around us.
Oh yeah. It's we try to have the best intention in mind, try to help, but there's always a bad apple in the group, which sucks because most people are going to be benefited, but someone has to screw it up.
Right. Hey, LaShawn says, Cody, do you have a brother? I think she's looking for somebody to date. Do you have a twin brother?
Nope. I got a sister. She isn't patient.
Oh, she's looking for an integrator, not a boyfriend. Got it. Cody, tell us about your disc profile, bro.
I'm actually high D. I'm a high D, and then I think I don't even remember the other one. I am a high D.
In my world, you're green. So he's high red, which means he's driven. I'm high red, high yellow. I'm a Christmas tree, so I have all 4 colors, but I have high red, high yellow. Cody has high red, high green, which is organization, and he's stressed out about the details. So I would look at those 4 colors. It's the 4-color personality test is a way better way of going. It's just way more simple. But Cody's high. He has some colors. He has some of all the colors, but primarily he's high red, high green.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, I'm sorry, LaShawn. I was calling you out. I was thinking you were looking for a Cody boyfriend. Hey, if you guys want to see that, you guys want to know about the disc colors, go to my. Ironically, that we're bringing this up. How did Cody and I get linked up together? Let's talk about that.
That's funny.
Cody was watching Steve Trang's interview with me from a year and a half ago. And in that interview on Steve Trang's Real Estate Disruptors, it's on YouTube. Just type in Steve Trang Pace Morby, you'll find it. In that video, I break down the colors pretty specifically. And that video is also where I gave out my personal cell phone number. And Cody texted me from his cell phone number and said, hey, Pace, I'm struggling with closing deals. I can generate leads, but I can't close deals. I want to bring these leads to your table and work them together. And out of 200 text messages I got that day, Cody was the only person that actually led with value and said, I want to do something for you in order to get something in return. Long story short, bro, we're currently building the foundation of a kingdom right now. It's going to be epic.
Yep, 100%. Just barely getting started.
What do we want to talk about? What do people want to know? Do they want to know about cold callers? They want to know about texters. They want to know about the Podio. Can you give people a sneak peek of the Podio, at least the something with content on it?
Yeah. Let me see here.
Don't show us the nudes. Just show us some of the lingerie. Don't get deep down and dirty. Just let's just do some lingerie shots, okay?
Yeah.
Are you currently setting it up for that or what? Are you good?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you can see my screen now, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, cool. Just trying to make sure you couldn't see some of the info here. All right, so we have a lot of feeds on here. Typically, I mean, you don't really need as many as we have. We just have a lot of things going on within this workspace. So basically everything, I'll go through some of the apps that we have. So we have our web form app, which essentially what happens on this, and sorry, this might be boring, this crap, so just stop me, Pace, because it's interesting to me, but to other people.
I think most of the people that are tuning in right now are going to appreciate this. So I'm actually going to tune out for a minute, so am not tempted to talk.
Okay, so basically what we have going on here is we go from our cold callers and our text leads and whatever other types of leads that we have. Crap. Oh well. Are going to go into a web form, and then from there they go from the web form into our seller leads app. So once they're submitted to the web form, it makes sure it's not already a duplicate in our system, and then it sends it over to our seller leads app, which then tags our acquisition team, which is Tino, Nick, and Joel and Anna. And so then the acquisitions team is going to take it from in the seller leads. They're going to follow up with those leads, and they set a task as their follow-ups. And when, once they set their follow-up task, then obviously they're going to continue the follow-up process until they get a deal contracted. Once the deal is contracted, we automatically push it into our transactions tab. And then once it's in the transactions tab, essentially what's going to happen from there is our transaction coordinator and disposition manager, Jeff, and then Rochelle, our transaction coordinator, handle it, make sure the transaction's running smooth. They're going to, then Jeff is going to put it into our sales app, which is how we track our showings and interest on our wholesale deals when we send them out. Our sales offers is how we track the offers that come in for the properties that we send out on our buyers list. And then we have our creative finance potential residents app, which is basically our leads for people that want to buy a lease option or people that want to buy on an owner carry. We build a list of those people that's continuously growing. Our cash buyers is obviously our cash buyers, right? We also have a list of wholesalers. So wholesalers in Arizona that we're able to, buy deals from. I'm going to open this up so I could make sure to answer questions that you guys might have too. Let's see. All right, nothing too crazy yet. So, okay. So I'm going to finish going through some of these.
Go through those and I'll talk over you when somebody has a good question.
Okay, cool.
So here's something I know Rylas Dana is watching. He's one of our probate attorneys. Rylas, you're the man. I know you're watching. But Cody and I promised to walk through setting up Rylas's texting. Cody, when do you want to do that with Rylas?
We could do it Monday if you want to do that.
Monday.
Or tomorrow.
I think we do it tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, I'm good with
Does
that.
anybody want us to set up somebody else's texting platform and also his scripting? Rylas, I'm sending you a link right now. Click on that StreamYard link. I want to see your face. I want you to be able to talk to the audience. Let's chat about it, and then we're going to set up a date for everybody to watch Cody set you up on batch, and then we're going to start texting utilizing our scripting and how we talk to sellers. Just jump on the live, bro. We want to see your face. What software is this? This is Podio. Anthony Rivera, this is Podio. This is what would you say, Cody? 95% of people 95% of people use Podio, right?
Yeah, most people in wholesale are using Podio.
Rylas, I sent you the link to bat on for StreamYard right here in the feed. Click on that link, and I want to see your face on here. Let's chat.
Cool. So just cruising through a couple of the other important ones here. Wholesalers, we keep a tab on all the wholesalers in Arizona because we're buyers. We're actual buyers. We flip houses. So if you're in Arizona, we want to buy your properties to flip them. So we keep a tab on that so we could reach out to find more deals. Then we have like our team members app, title companies that we use, and that basically just plugs into when we generate a contract, we can automatically plug in the title company. Some of this stuff, some of this stuff isn't super relevant, but like text for follow-up. So you can set up automatic text campaigns within Podio. So like if you're following up with a lead and they're not responding, we can push one of our text campaigns from here and push it right through into our right to the seller, and it'll automatically text them
open.
Day 1, day 5, day 9.
Hey,
whatever.
Rylas.
Hello, am I in the show?
You are in the show, bro.
Let me turn on my
Hey,
volume.
Rylas, tell
Here we
everybody
go.
who you are and who's the blonde in your shot.
Hi, this is Christine.
Hi, Christine. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
You've
I'm
got about
Rylas
300
Dana.
people watching you right now.
Oh, God.
Happy Friday.
Hi.
So-
Happy Friday.
Hi, so I'm Rylas Dana. I'm a probate attorney. I'm trying to set up my wholesale business, and Pace and Cody are helping me out with that. So,
Hey guys, if you ever want to see an attorney ride around in Tempe with his shirt off on a bicycle, I would follow Rylas Dana. He's one of our good friends. I love Rylas. He's amazing. He's a probate attorney. We actually have a couple of deals we're working together because Rylas is the man. And then also Rylas said, you know what? I think that this is so fun. I love this business. I want to jump in to start getting some of my own deals. So we told Rylas that we would help set up his texting platform. And I have not been lazy. It's just that I launched my subject to education. And so I've been way busy the last couple of weeks.
yeah,
So
I haven't been
Rylas,
lazy
what does
either.
Saturday look like for you?
Well, what Saturday look like?
Yeah.
Let's do it. I got my kids. They don't wake up till like noon usually. They
You wanna do
table
something
night
in the morning?
game. Yeah, Saturday morning would be good.
Okay, let's do Cody. What time do you want to do? Because Cody chooses to sleep in a little bit on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, I am doing a live stream. I'm actually scheduling right now a live stream at 10:30 for attorneys.
Love it.
So,
Okay, so what do you want to do? You want to do early, like 8?
yeah, I could go. Before that. You guys want to do something like that?
Let's do 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Cody, can you make that happen?
Can we do like 8:30? Because I'm running like 9 miles before.
Yeah, 8:30 be better for me too. Are
Okay,
we doing
8:30.
virtually, or we want to meet up somewhere?
I'm going to be at Batch. So if you want to come to Batch tomorrow, I'm going to be at Batch all day long. So
Yeah, I'll
if
meet
you
you
want to
there.
come to Batch, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'll StreamYard it up.
Okay.
All right. So
Sweet.
we will have also what I might be able to do is get one of the owners of Batch to be there as well. And then what we'll do, Rylas, is we'll set up. So I had a question here. This is what we really want. I think this is one of the most commonly asked questions. Eddie, Loza.
Hey, I
said,
got to
"You are
run. Will you
today's
answer this question?
Yes.
I got to meet someone in my office, but thanks for letting me come in the stream.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow at
See you
8:30.
tomorrow.
Later. So, Eddie, we're going to set Rylus Dana up on the texting platform. We're going to walk through how to do all that, and then we're going to start texting utilizing our scripting and how we text people, and show you how Cody determines motivation, setting up an appointment, and we might be able to show you some of that stuff today. Cody, what does that look like?
Basically, I'm just thinking of what I can show and not show. But basically, what it looks like is the virtual assistant. They're a user on Batch, right? So here, I'll go over to Batch real quick. Let me just get logged in. Make sure I have our personal info's up.
So, Horacio, here's the challenge. I'm like always promising people I'm going to do stuff for them, and then Cody's like, "Hey, remember all these times where you shared things with people and they stole stuff from us?" A lot of the texting that we are doing in the screen flow, we want to share it, but what we found is that when we do that stuff with people who have not signed an NDA or they're not in our mentorship program, they steal things from us. And what I mean by stealing is they actually will call our sellers. They'll take the phone numbers off of the screen and they'll call our sellers. Not only will they call the sellers, but they'll actually call the seller and say, "Hey, if you're talking to Cody and Pace or American Home Offers, I got your number from them sharing your information online." Like,
yeah,
we have had people absolutely sabotage us just because they have lack of leads. I don't know what it is. So we decided we're not going to share that with anybody unless you're a student and you sign an NDA.
Yeah, so I'm not going to share this part, but I'll just go on Batch. Can you see my screen now?
I got to share it for you, but no big deal. I'm sharing it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see it now.
So it's pretty easy on Batch. I'm not going to go into and show our VAs information because I love our VAs, but basically, it's really easy. If you have a virtual assistant, you go to your user settings on Batch, you set them up their own login, and then once they have their login, then you just set up campaigns for them. So you'll go into the campaigns here, create a campaign, and you just add your user, which is your virtual assistant, as a manager of that campaign. And then the message templates that you build out are already in here, and your VA just plugs in here and runs through it. I want to. I'm going to stop sharing real quick because I know this is something people want to see, but I want to make sure that it doesn't have any like
make sure
addresses
you get all the nudes.
Yeah.
So for anybody that is not using Batch and you want to know the pricing on Batch, I would say it's very inexpensive compared to other services that don't have the quality. Cody, when we switched over from Roar, we were using a Roar text platform, Roar.
Yeah.
What happened to our conversion rate in terms of texting and getting responses?
Yeah. So with Roar, Roar was great for a really long time, but what's happened is the phone carriers have gotten a lot more strict, and so they don't really like the blasting type of text platforms, which is what Roar is. And with Batch, it's actually compliant because you have to actually click to send a text message. So it's actually compliant. Your deliverability. Just put it this way. We were sending about 10,000 texts a day to get about 40 to 50 leads a week, right? And that was 10,000 texts a day, Monday through Friday. And then when we switched to Batch, we were able to be sending anywhere from 3,500 to 5,000. Really, it's like 3,500 to 4,000 texts a day, Monday through Friday. And we're getting like 70 to 80 leads a week now. So it's literally doubled our lead flow and reduced the amount of text that we have to send and the amount that actually delivered, right? So meaning if we'd send 1,000 texts on Roar, we would typically get 80 responses back. With Batch, we send 1,000 texts, we get 220 to 250. It's massive difference.
Hey, Deanna, I would love to talk to you. Deanna, if you are available, I would love to talk to you and get you on the stream. If anybody has a really good question, I'm giving you the link to the stream. This will actually get you on the show. I just put it in the comments below. Deanna, I would love to talk to you and see your face and chat about that, because I think that would give a lot of people some value of what you should pay for a VA full-time, part-time, all that kind of stuff. So jump on here. I'd love to chat with you. If anybody else has a question that you'd like to chat about, take the link that I just posted in the comments. And that is the link that will allow you into the studio with Cody and I, and we'll broadcast you on this deal, okay? So whoever has a question, jump on here. We'd love to see you. As long as you've brushed your teeth and comb your hair and you're like TV worthy, let's get you on the stream and let's chat.
All right, I'm gonna share this. I finally found something I could also share without it sharing too much information.
Where do you hire your VAs, guys? Anybody that answers this question, I want you guys in the comments to help me type this in. It's always the same. Our social media manager, I have a social media manager. We have cold callers. We have texters. We have people that are pulling data for us. All of our VAs come from VA Hub Online. Okay. So if you guys want to chat about the cost of a VA, I would love to get you on the stream. VAHubOnline.com. VAHubOnline.com is where you go. If I go to VA Hub Online, Cody, I've literally never talked to anybody at VA Hub Online. That's your job.
Yeah.
So if I'm brand new and I want to go to VA, if I want to hire a VA, where do I go? And what is my expectation? Like, who do I talk to?
Yeah. So when you go onto the VA Hub Online website, you're going to basically set up a discovery call with them. So you're going to enter in your information. You're going to set up a time that works for you to talk to Jasmine. And she's going to basically have a conversation with you and find out, okay, you need cold calling, you need text management done. What are you looking to do in your business? How soon are you looking to do it? And how many VAs do you need? Basically, and it's pretty simple. And then they help with the onboarding part. So
hey, look, Abel just talked to Jasmine from VA Hub. Who's Jasmine, Cody?
Any cold calls. Jasmine is the she's in charge of client relations, like the initial client phone call. Basically just discovery call.
Love it. Okay. So Abel, I would love to get you on here on the StreamYard. If you guys want to jump on here and actually be on the live with Cody and I, click on that StreamYard link that I'm posting right there. I'd love to get a couple of people on here and have some conversations. Because I do want to jump into some of this stuff. Do you pay any commissions to your VAs, Cody?
Yes, some, not all of them.
What does that mean? Give me some specifics.
Yeah, so our text managers, they get a commission for when we close a deal. They're hourly, but they get a commission if we close a deal. And then our cold callers, if we close a deal with them, we pay them a commission. But otherwise, they're hourly, and they get a little commission whenever we close a deal from their lead efforts.
I have something I want to gripe about. Are you okay with me griping a little bit?
Yeah.
So many times do people ask, where do I get VAs? How do I train VAs? Dude, do yourself a favor and don't try and hire VAs. Here's what happens with VAs. This is true. I can only tell you from experience, but most Filipinos are going to lie and steal from you. And here's what I mean by that. They're going to let you hire them. And behind the scenes, they're working for 3 or 4 other people at the same time. So it is absolutely crazy. What they'll do, look at this, have been using a VA from the Philippines for over a month, have gotten some leads, but having issues with her properly qualifying her, had her watch all the TTP call vids and one-on-one training. Melinda, I would love for you to get on the stream and chat with you. So I don't know why anybody's not getting on the stream. Oh, here we go. Deanna.
Hi.
Deanna, what's up?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
I love your hair. I appreciate
Thank
your
you.
question. Let's get into a conversation. What do you got? What was your main question? Let's chat about that.
Well, I'm a newbie. It sounds like I'm hearing 2 different voices, 2 different plays.
It's because hold on, I'm gonna mute Cody and myself so you don't hear us in your speaker. So go ahead.
Okay, so I'm a new investor. My main question is starting out, how many VAs should we hire? Should we be paying them part-time or full-time?
Okay, so Deanna, I think I know what's going on. A lot of times when you are listening to the show and you're on the show,
Okay.
your speaker is hearing the show and it's going back into the volume, it's reverbing. It's not anything with Cody and I, it's something on your end, just FYI.
So what should I do?
Well, you already asked your question, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Okay.
So here's the answer to your question. It is contingent upon you as an individual, which is why this is so confusing for people. Because if you were like in a mentorship, your mentor would probably sit down, understand your budget, understand where you're at, and experience-wise in real estate, and give you a good plan of attack. What you're hearing is all online free information where they're trying to give you a wide general answer that might not be specific to you. So you probably are getting pulled 3 or 4 different directions. Here's the answer. Just give me a nod, yes or no, okay? Because I don't want you to have the reverb, all right? Do you have a budget on a monthly basis to generate leads? Okay, yes. Then I would say, do you want to do the cold calling yourself? Yes or no? No. Okay, so no. Deanna says she does not want to do the calling herself. So Deanna, I can't unmute you, so I've muted you, just FYI, or you've muted yourself. So if you answer with a word, you got to unmute yourself. But right now, I've got you on just head nodding yes or no. Okay.
I would love for a VA to do the cold calling for me.
Perfect. Okay, so let's get into questions about VAs. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to train a VA just to find out maybe they're not good, then to have to hire and train another one just to find out maybe they don't do as good a job as you want, and then you spend most of your time managing a VA and tracking them and paying them and all that kind of stuff? Or do you kind of want to find a VA that already knows what they're doing?
Well, I want to make sure that I'm hiring the right person, but if you guys are, I'm sure you guys already have that system down pat.
Okay, so here's what you're going to spend. When you want to go out and hire your own VA, this is what's going to happen. You're going to find people that are basically between $3 and $5 an hour. So let's put that into perspective. Okay, $3 to $5 an hour is how much per week, Cody?
$3 to $5 an hour.
Let's say $5 an hour. $5 an hour at 40 hours a week is that's $800 a month, basically, right? $200 a week.
Okay.
Okay. So if I'm at $800 a week a month, to have a full-time person at the VA, this person is going to cost me a lot more than $800 because now I have to manage them, I have to train them, I have to babysit them, I have to coach them on their scripting, I have to do all that kind of stuff. Okay, so if I wanted to go with a company, so there's a lot of companies out there, this is what Cody and I switched to. We switched to a company that hires, trains, onboards, manages, and gives a weekly report on the VA every single week. And that cost goes up to about so for $200 extra a month, you can have somebody else hire, onboard, train, give you customer service, do a weekly report, and make sure that your VA is hitting your numbers. And if they're not hitting their numbers, they will replace that VA for you rather than you do it.
Well, I can definitely up my budget in order to make it happen because I want my business to work in the right way. I want it to be structured in the right way.
I see a lot of people that go this direction, and Cody, can you hire at VA Hub? Can you hire a part-time VA?
You need at least 30 hours a week. So this is the problem with that, and it's really unfortunate is I was telling them, I was like, why don't you guys offer 20 hours a week? And then they said that their most amount of complaints, the most amount of problems came from the clients that only had part-time 20 hours a week. And I think the challenge with it is if you think about 20 hours a week, think about if you were starting a job 20 hours a week in an industry where maybe you had cold calling experience, but not real estate cold calling experience. And within, 2 weeks you had to, or within 1 week of training, you're supposed to be a rock star on the phone cold calling, right? So it's challenging because we give tons of feedback to the team at VA Hub Online. So like their team, like the VAs are going through a process where they're learning real estate terminology. Like check this out. I'm gonna share this with you guys, and you guys are gonna be like, what? Like just one little piece of what.
Deanna, I'm gonna drop you from the stream, and we're gonna jump into Melinda's question. But here's what I would do. I would maybe start out with somebody part-time that's already been trained. For me personally, I don't want to go through the aggravation of having to onboard, hire, train. There's a couple questions in here. So Jonathan Castano, by the way, always asking questions. Are you having the VAs that you hire through VA go through your onboarding process with your videos? Or not, since they are already trained.
Both. So they get trained on basic systems, right? So their training takes them through basics.
Bye-bye.
Like, cold calling, see you later. Takes them through basic scripts, a standard basic cold calling script. They take them through basic real estate terminology. Like, so check this out. I'm going to share my screen real quick and you guys can see this.
Hey, everybody says, do they have their own scripts? Pro equity cash buyers. When you get on the phone with them, I just found out about this. Katie was texting me, Cody.
Yeah.
And he says, oh, I just hired my first VA from VA Hub Online. And when I was talking to Jasmine, she says that we use Pace Morby's scripts for our company. And I was like, awesome. So the company uses some of our scripts, guys, that we use for our business. Yeah. Melinda, I brought, oh crap. Sorry, Melinda.
Can you see my screen real quick? I just wanted to mention.
I can see your screen. Everybody can see it.
Cool.
Melinda, unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted.
How you doing? I'm sorry I brought you into the stream and didn't say hi to you right away.
It's fine. I'm well. How are
Good.
you?
Tell us what question you got before Cody and I jump into the training vocabulary screenshot.
Okay. At what point do you hire a VA?
Let me ask you a question, Melinda. How much money do you feel like you could dedicate to your business this month, next month, and the month after that on a small basis? Don't overstretch yourself. Just what's a comfortable amount of money? Are we talking $100 or $5,000? I think you froze, Melinda. How much money can you dedicate to your business for the next 3 months in marketing comfortably, not stretching yourself?
$300.
Okay, $300 a month would not get you a VA. So I would say now is not the time to hire a VA. Even one that you hire directly, $300 a month is not going to be able to do that for you.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do the math. Cody, what's the cheapest you ever seen a VA? Even one that like doesn't even know what they're doing. Somebody that's really cheap. What's the cheapest?
Like $3 an hour. Okay,
so Melinda, let's go through the math. If you wanted somebody at $3 an hour, let's say 25 hours a week, that is $300. So you'd find the cheapest, worst, almost non-hireable at $3 an hour, 25 hours a week, that would eat up $300, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
I think if you're going to hire a VA, the minimum budget you should have for a pretty good VA is about $600 a month.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. I have our VA that manages making sure that I don't get overwhelmed with messages all day long. He is about $600 a month and he is phenomenal.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that person do all your marketing or just your cold calls? Or?
That person literally only goes through my personal messages because of my email, my Instagram, my Facebook, and everything. Me personally, this is not like a normal human. I have thousands of messages a day that I can't touch. And so I had to hire somebody to filter those messages out and tell me which ones I should personally jump into. And then there's some that he can reply to. So that cost me $600 a month. He's full-time. He's 8 hours a day.
Okay.
And he's very, very, very good, very intelligent. And he tells people, he goes, hey, this is Pace's assistant, Jamie. I'll have him reply later, right? That's something you can have a VA that a lot of people don't even realize. Primarily, most of our VAs are cold calling and texting, but we spend more money on them because they're doing outbound calls. I think we're spending $900 to $1,100 a month per VA that are doing our cold calls.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want a full-time, very, very good person, I know in our Subto, Eddie Loza says $600 a month for full-time. Yes, That is why you hire Filipinos, because $600 a month for a Filipino is actually a full-time wage.
Yeah, that's a good price.
It's a crazy good price.
Especially to do my cold calls, something I hate doing.
Right. So if you could offload that, think about this. So Melinda, if you could get 2 leads a day on average, that when you call that lead, you say, hi, this is Melinda. You talked to somebody on my team yesterday. I was calling to blah, 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 blah. They've already talked to the team. They've already filtered out the non-motivated sellers. And now you're only calling motivated sellers. And you get 2 of those a day. So let's say you get 50 to 70 leads a month for $600.
That's good.
I mean, you're looking at $10 a lead.
Right.
But
is there a contract like a year or
no? It's weekly. That's the cool thing about VA Hub is weekly. So if you're like, I'm done, I don't have the money, they go, no problem. We'll see you when you get some more money, and they'll put that VA on somebody else's cold call team or put them back into the system. It is absolutely amazing. When I first started, I'm sorry, I'm getting all passionate about this. I apologize.
You're good.
So when I first started, there was all these other cold call companies that wanted to charge me $2,500 per caller per month on a 3-month contract up front.
Wow.
Who has when you're starting out, who has $7,500 freaking dollars to start? Right?
That's a lot.
Screw that. Who has the time for that? I don't have that. I don't have that kind of money when I'm starting out. So the thing is this, like on the $2,500 people, they're from like Costa Rica, they're from Mexico, they don't have a Filipino accent. So I think their conversion rate's a little bit higher, but not much. But at the end of the day, just because you've never hired a VA, let me give you some value. Maybe you're like, I'm sick of hearing Pace's voice. You probably see me a lot.
No.
Okay, thank you. Makes me feel good. So what happens is it comes down to 2 things. Once you start getting, once you understand the process, it comes down to 2 things to get deals: consistency and timing. So Melinda, are you going, I'm going to tell you the answer for me. You already know the answer for me. Are you going to be consistent at something you hate doing?
No.
Hell no. Hell no. You ain't going to do it. And I feel the same way about myself. I am just admitting that if I hate doing it, I will not naturally wake up and be driven to do it. So that's the benefit. There's 2 benefits. So number one, I have a partner that does things he's driven to do, which is all the integration. And Cody has a partner, me, that is driven to do the things I want to do, which is sales and building relationships and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't mean there's some overlap there, but for the most part, we stay away from each other. With cold calling, I never want to do cold calling. But it's a super important part of the job. So it's kind of like, in my opinion, it'd be like Elon Musk going down to the factory floor and putting the tires on every Tesla that goes out of the shop. It's not really a smart move to be doing that work, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right. So my suggestion is either partner with somebody. This is what I would do. Okay. If you were in my mentorship, this is what I would do with you. I would tell you to go partner with somebody else in the mentorship, and you put your 300 together and they put their 300 together, and you go hire a full-time VA.
That's good.
Hell yeah, that's good. Because that actually will work. If you partner with somebody and you guys just do like a round robin where every other lead goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, now you've got a full-time VA.
Right.
Nobody gave me that advice. I'm telling you, nobody gave me that advice. That is real good advice. Call some homie you have that's also trying to get in this field. Like for me, if I was starting over right now and I only had $300, I'd call one of my homies and I'd say, hey, let's pitch in both $300 a piece or $400 or $500 a piece, and let's hire a full-time cold caller, because screw this, right?
Yeah.
Now you can be doing other things while they're trickling in leads to you all day long.
Got you.
Did you get any value today?
With the partnerships with the students in your mentorship, how do you know they're a good fit, those 2 people?
Typically,
because I've been partnered with somebody before, but they were not self-motivating. They just weren't a good fit for me, because I'm very motivated and I like to grind.
Let me tell you something. When we first launched our mentorship program, we had 1,500 people signed up for phone calls to talk to our team about signing up. Right? we let in not even 5% of that amount of people. We're very, very particular about who comes into the program. So when number one, I would put you with somebody close by you in your area. Where do you live?
I'm closer to Atlanta.
Atlanta's amazing. We've got like 5 students in Atlanta. So I would connect you with somebody in Atlanta that you would vibe with, and I would have you talk to them, and you guys pool your money together and get your own VA and then scale past that. Once you guys get a deal, now you can separate and go get your own VAs, right?
Right.
But I'm all about.
But is it like, because you and Cody are partners, so is it best to keep a partner?
Only if that partner is your opposite. Go read the book Rocket Fuel. Yeah. And you will find out exactly who you need as a partner.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
I can tell you right now, you're a visionary. You're not an integrator.
Very much.
Right.
Very much so.
So you don't want to partner with a Pace long term. Would we have a lot of fun? Hell yeah, we'd have a lot of fun. But would we both be highly successful at the business? No. So what I would do is don't worry about the type of personality you co-hire a VA with. Mm-hmm. Just start with somebody that's in your local market. And then as you scale, you'll want to find a business. Like Cody and I currently are running 5 businesses together. There's no way I could do that on my own. So I had to, Cody and I had to partner up, right? We have wholesale, we have subject to, we have fixing, flipping, we have development, we own we probably own 7 businesses together at this point. So wow. I wouldn't partner with somebody on that level that is anything similar to my personality.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
Any value you got out of today?
Yes, I appreciate it. My call is scheduled for 3:00 for mentorship, so I'm excited about that.
Awesome. I would ask people like in the sidebar here if they've gotten any value from the mentorship. I think just about every day my students are like, wow, every day. I do a 3-hour Zoom call every day with them. Today I was it's so fun. I freaking love it. So Melinda, thank you for the questions. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yo, Mario.
Hey.
Yo, what up?
Hey, how's it going?
Thanks for jumping on the stream with us.
Hey, great. So I actually got lucky, okay, with the virtual assistants. I haven't got a deal yet. I've been at this since the beginning of the year, but I'm still doing cold calls. So to free up my time, I said, okay, I got a budget of $300 to $500 for a virtual assistant. So I went to Online Jobs PH, and I put a posting there for $350. Okay, so I got 5 applicants. I interviewed 2, and then I took the 2 into a 1-hour session of call tools and let them just do calls. I got lucky. One of the 2 turned out excellent. She's on her 3rd day today. And on her first day, she got me 3 leads that I called back. I was turned down, but it was opportunities that I probably wouldn't have got without her. I've got 2 guys to call back today, but she's been a blessing. She's I hate to say it, but I think she's got a better work ethic than me.
I hope so. Right? I mean, the only way to get somebody cold calling for you and consistently is if they had better work ethic. I can tell you right now, I don't have the work ethic to do cold calling. So it's good that you found somebody, bro.
Right. And obviously when I get a deal, I'm definitely going to raise her pay because she's more valuable than what I'm paying her. But
Cody, let me ask you, I actually don't know the answer to this. Cody manages our VAs. Cody, my understanding is you don't raise their pay, but you'll give them like incentives of bonuses, right? Is that what you're doing for our guys?
Yeah, we'll give them a bonus. So depending on, the length of the time that the VA has been with us, like we have our best paid VA as far as bonuses go is our guy Andres, and he gets a $250 bonus whenever we close a wholesale deal. So that's what we just give him a bonus instead of.
Okay.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, you want to reward a certain type of result. So the hourly is just the job. That's doing the job. And then the bonus is doing the job well. So like you want to pay hourly, but then reward the results that are coming out of it.
Mario, I think I'm more like I'm more like your mindset where I'm like, oh, I'll pay you more. Right.
Right.
I'll pay you more. And I can tell you, even Americans, Filipinos, doesn't matter. Paying them more by the hour or by the day actually sours them over the long run. So what I would rather do is take a note from Cody's book and say, I'm going to keep your base the same, but I'm going to incentivize you a little bit differently. And now you've got something that like a carrot always in front of them. But if you give them their base pay, now what do they have to be incentivized by?
Right, right. So also today, since she's freed me up, I said, okay, now I'm gonna work a different channel. So I decided to work Craigslist. So I'm in Atlanta. I got a brother in Huntsville. I'm sorry, my mother's in Huntsville and my brothers are in St. Louis. So I went to Craigslist and I set an alert to send me all the housing that had a fixer-upper as a tag. And today I came across a opportunity where I literally just got off the phone with the sellers about a couple of hours ago. But my question to you is, I'm thinking to myself, I may be over my head with this opportunity. My question is, should I go ahead and try to put in an offer or try to bring someone else in that has more experience? It's a great opportunity. They're motivated. It's just, I may be over my head on this particular opportunity.
You know what I would probably do is I'd probably put you in touch with one of my students in Atlanta. I love Atlanta, and I've got really hardworking students in Atlanta that are learning from me 3 hours a day on all this stuff. I would probably put you in touch with one of them. But tell me more about the deal.
All right. So the deal is, it's 1,100 square feet. It's like 3 sections. It could easily be divided. The couple. I pulled the address up in PropStream, and looks like they tried to list it with no success. It's got failed listings. So to me, it looks like a situation where it's going to be hard to find comps, and they just don't have enough money to get it up to par. And talking with them, it needs a lot of cosmetic work. But when you got 11,000 square feet, that's a pretty good penny. So they're definitely.
What I would probably end up doing with a property like that, me personally, here's the first things that come to my mind. And this is the stuff that I teach my students, okay? I would go find somebody that owns and operates group homes, assisted living, and behavioral health centers in that area. And I would ask them if this is a building that they would be interested in. Now, I tell my students those types of companies, the names of them, but I would find one of those companies, have a conversation with them and say, hey, I've got a property. I need to find somebody that would fill this spot. Are you guys interested in expanding? Which the answer is always yes. I would find that, because that's not a home buyer, right? That 11,000 square feet, that's not a home buyer.
Right.
That's a group home, or not even an Airbnb. That's a group home, man.
Okay.
So what I would do is turn that into an assisted living or a group home or something like that. And I would partner with one of my students in Atlanta for them to kind of walk you through that process.
Okay. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, definitely send me. To me, I still haven't got my first deal yet. So to me, it's just about getting that first deal. I'm not worried about the, money. It always work itself out. Just trying to bring value and get that first deal in, basically.
Well, bringing an 11,000 square foot house that has an expired listing tells me that you could probably lock it up on a creative financing contract, meaning you don't actually have to buy the property with cash. You could go to them and say, hey, we'll take over payments. We'll do something like that. And then you could leverage that contract to a group home and make a pretty handsome fee on that deal. That's what I would do.
Okay. Yeah. I actually inboxed your fan page. So please, I'll send me the information.
I'll connect you with somebody. One of my VA Jammy will connect you with somebody in my mentorship.
Oh, right. And then give me information on your mentorship too.
Yeah, if you want to see if it's a good fit for you, it's not always a good fit for everybody.
Right.
So we don't let people in that it's not a good fit for. But I kind of feel like you would be highly benefited with like other people in Atlanta in your group. I think it would be amazing. And by the way, Atlanta is probably the only city I would personally move to outside of Arizona.
Okay.
It's an amazing. I love Atlanta. It's absolutely amazing. So you can go to www.subto.com, subto.com, subto.com. Mariel,
Yes, sir.
you're the freaking man. We appreciate you.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Later. So Cody, let's answer a couple questions for the peeps.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you read what's on the screen and then answer it.
Yeah. Cody with VA Hub, can I request the VAs to use your guys' script and your business model as far as qualifying leads? Yeah, of course. That's not a problem. We don't mind. The biggest thing that people have to realize, and I know we talk about this, is with cold calling in general, there's a lag measure. Like it takes, like if you started calling yourself today on leads and you're cold calling today, you're probably not going to get a deal for 60, 90, 120 days. Not because you're not good. It's that you're calling today, you're generating a lead today that's going to need some nurture and follow-up. Like it takes on average, like when I look at the amount of follow-ups that our team does to get a deal done, it's over 7 usually every time. Like I don't really ever see it, a 1-2 close. It's, 7, 8, 9, 10 follow-up calls, texts, like, continuously calling and texting and voicemails and, just reaching out. So I think you have to realize that, your VAs aren't like a quick fix solution or some, solution that's going to solve every problem. Like you have to look at that as a tool that's going to help you make your job easier, where you can just be the one following up with those leads and identifying the ones that are actually going to convert. So
yeah, it's an interesting thing is like what Mariel was talking about is that his VA actually started working, and then it all of a sudden freed up all his time to go do other stuff, and that has already generated other leads outside of what he was doing before. So 100%, I love that. Let's answer this question, Cody.
I don't really track that. So I've literally never tracked that.
That's actually what I thought. I was like, I don't think we've ever talked about that, because at the end of the day, the only KPI you really care about, correct me if I'm wrong, is how many leads you get a day.
Per VA, like 2 leads a day, two leads, if they get 3 or 4 leads, amazing. But 2 leads a day is what we want to see.
Hey, I'm going to get a bottle of water. Tell them what an actual lead is. How do you qualify a lead?
Yeah. So how we actually qualify a lead for us to go into Podio is we don't have the VAs like overqualify a lead. It's like we want them to just find out, is that person they're talking to, do they want to sell their property? They do. Perfect. The next thing, are they just fishing for an offer, or do they have a reason to sell? They have a reason to sell. Amazing. Those are the 2 biggest things that we want our virtual assistant to find out. We don't need them trying to negotiate or anything on the phone. We want them to push it over into Podio and let our acquisitions team do what they do best, which is negotiate and get the contract. But you can have them do a little bit more. Like our VAs, the 2 main things we want to know: do they want to sell, and do they have a motivation to sell? Perfect. And then from there, if they can gather information about the condition and the property and the timeline, amazing. If they can't, we aren't going to let them, kill a lead over, fighting with someone on the phone for that information. We want to know if they want to sell and they have motivation to sell.
This is a really good question, Cody. I'm going to let you answer this one.
How can someone determine if the job that they hate is actually something that they don't hate, but it's mostly fear of doing that job? That is a really good question. I mean,
dude, can I be honest with you about sales?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm fearful when I walk into a house?
No, there's always it's like the feeling of like when you're playing sports and you're like walking onto the field before you're starting, you kind of have like a little tingle feeling, like a little bit of butterflies kind of going into it. Like I'm ready to go. Like I've been practicing, I'm here, it's game time. You have like those butterflies, but I think that's like normal.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right way to do it. Even at the level that we're at, I go into appointments still having that feeling and the butterflies and all that kind of stuff. That's not fear. Maybe, no, I don't think that's fear. I actually am excited to go on appointments. I'm excited to talk to sellers, but I very much know the difference. Here's how to filter that. Do you naturally want to do it? Like, I want to go talk to sellers. I want to be in their house. In fact, I don't have an appointment to go on a seller appointment today, and I'm actually kind of frustrated that I'm not in a seller's home. So I enjoy doing that. I like it. Doesn't mean that when I walk up to the door, I don't get butterflies and all that kind of stuff, even though the seller is expecting me. What it typically means is that I want to do that action, but I know for a fact I do not want to cold call.
Yeah.
We don't really have anybody in our company cold call, unless it's like a super niche list.
Yeah.
We just have VA Hub do all the cold calling and the texting for us, because those are the things that naturally people just don't want to do. I don't wake up in the morning thinking, I would love to cold call today. Have you ever felt that way?
No, not at all.
Well, I think that's a pretty easy way to do that.
Yeah.
Cody, do you have a sequence? Do you want to talk about some texting sequence? I know tomorrow we're going to help Rylas out setting up on batch, but do you have a sequence, or how do you determine motivation?
So, it's similar to the process of like when we're cold calling too. We don't want to overqualify through text. Like, think about it. Like, I try to think about it if someone's texting me. Like, I don't want to get into this long drawn out text conversation with some stranger that randomly texted me. Like, that's like the, freaking weird thing. So we just have them basically identify that individual wants to sell their property. And if they, whatever number they give or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But we want to know, okay, so, are you just looking for an offer, or have you actually been considering selling the property? And we want to know that they've actually been considering the property. People don't just by getting a text decide, oh, I got a text today, yeah, I'll sell my property. They've been thinking about it. It's on their mind, something they're thinking about on a consistent basis. So that's all we want the texter to do. We want them to understand that their job is to find people that want to sell and have a reason to sell, and then have our sales team actually talk to those people. Like, we don't have like these most of the time they're not these, magical conversations where I'll pull one up. I'm going to do this. This is an old text sequence that we used to use. So
give the people some value, Cody. Gosh, man, people have been waiting for you to give them some value this whole time, bro. Let's get them some value. Do you have your VA call probate leads? We have our VAs call every lead known to man.
All the things.
All the things. People say, what list do you call? Every list.
All right, I got to pull. Because it has the address, I don't want someone going and freaking calling them. So, I
mean, is it old?
Dewberry. It's just a sample.
Oh, Dewberry's old, bro.
Yeah, super old.
Yo, look at our homeboy Phil Gore. Phil Gore is also an integrator out there in Dallas. I think, Phil, would you say you're a natural integrator? You feel naturally driven to be an integrator? Phil's the dude, man. Any of you guys out in Dallas that need leads and you want to partner with somebody, Phil Gore's the dude. Hit up our dude, Phil. He's a good homie. He's a TTP alumni. And yes, he naturally wants to be an integrator. So,
all right, I'm going to share my screen. This is the only one I will show on this. And this is, people are going to look at this and be like, that's it? Like, that's all it is? Can you see?
I got it up. I got it up there.
This is a deal we made 25 grand on. There's no.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, hurry! Take a screenshot of this. Hurry! It's
top secret, like crazy.
Top secret. We made 25 grand on this Dewberry. Actually, bro, we're gonna make a lot more on Dewberry.
Well, yeah, more just on this first part of it. But guys, like, what were you thinking of offering? Before I make an offer, this is my VA doing this. This wasn't me, by the way. Before I make an offer, let me ask you: is selling something you've been considering, or just looking for an offer? Something I've been considering. Great. When would be the best time for a quick call? Tomorrow after 2 would be fine. And then our acquisition team, which was at that time, that was me being our lead manager, followed up, and we got the deal.
That was a deal. That was Dewberry, where the sister comes to the house with 2 grocery bags. She has 2 grocery bags full of dirty dishes. Is that right? Is that the house?
Yeah. Yep.
And you and who are you with? Dave? Our buyer? Dave Goodmanson?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So Dave Goodmanson, our buyer, pulls up. Cody's with him. I didn't really know Dave at the time. Cody and I were just linking up together as partners. We were still kind of dating at this point.
Yeah.
And so I naturally am driven to talk to the seller. So I start talking to the seller and I said, hey, what are you doing with these grocery bags of dirty dishes? And she said, well, I'm actually not the owner of the property. My sister owns the property with my mother. And our house a mile down the road is the plumbing has been shot for 3 years. So I come over here and wash my dishes at this vacant property. And so Cody and I we ended up buying Dewberry. It's a very long story. It's one of the greatest stories of all time. I actually called on the house and called the code violation on that property. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. I called the city of Mesa and called them to put a code violation on the property to move the seller forward. That was kind of a gangster move on my part. And we got that one under contract. We made 25 grand. Our cash buyer made like 65 grand on the flip. And that's when Cody and I started deciding to fix the flip mobile homes because we realized how much money there was in it. And then the sister who was carrying the grocery bags into the property, we ended up buying her house and her empty lot, and Cody and I are building brand new homes on it. The homes are already done. We're just waiting for a lot split, and we're going to start building homes over there. We'll probably make another 200 grand on that. So Dewberry, that's what's cool. That text thread that you just showed will probably make you and I about $225,000.
And there wasn't some magical freaking text. Like, that's the thing that drives me nuts is they're like, what do you text? Like, what's the secret sauce behind your text? Like,
are you telling me literally right when you're ranting about that, that's what popped up on the screen?
No, like, it doesn't matter. Like, text them. If there's somebody that wants to sell and they're actually motivated, they're going to text you. Have a normal freaking text conversation. Get on the phone with them. Qualify them more. And then if they want to sell, like, meet with them, have a conversation, like, do the call, find out if it's going to work. Like, it's really not rocket science on the texting. It's just, it has to be done consistently. That's why we have virtual assistants do it, because it's done consistently.
Yeah, it's just got to be consistent, guys. That's what it comes down to this business, timing and consistency. And if you're not doing it consistently, that's why I always ask the students, like, hey, what are you doing today to talk to motivated sellers? What are you doing today to generate leads every single day? That's what this business comes down to.
Yeah.
Nate has a question for you on the screen.
Oh, thanks, dude. Like, getting a haircut for like the first time in a proper barbershop and like since March is freaking amazing.
Hey, Jonathan Mark, I would love to have you on the stream, bro. You want to come on the stream? If you would like to come on the stream, I'm going to give you the stream. I'd love to chat with you. You're new to the Subto group. Appreciate you a lot. And see if you have any questions you want to ask Cody about what we're doing. Batch is getting a dialer. We talked about this at the beginning of this stream. Batch is getting a dialer in 4 weeks. We are very, very excited about it. We are currently using call tools, but we're looking forward to what Batch is doing because I'd say Batch is cutting edge on everything.
Yeah.
Right? Pace's blind date perspective nailed it for me. Yeah. That's so funny. I tell people this joke all the time. I go, when you go on a date with a girl for the first time or a guy, do you write your script on what you're going to say to them on your hand? So like you're sitting in there in the booth at the pizza parlor or whatever it is you're doing. Do you write down what you're going to tell her or have a conversation about? And the answer is always, well, no, I don't have a script when I go on a date. Well, you wouldn't have a script when you buy a house from a seller. Just come up with something that you would want. Something that you would want to hear from some random text. So Brooke is also a Subto student. Here's a good one. This is very, very good, Brooke. Hey, I'm Brooke. I'm interested in properties in the area. Are you wanting to sell your property? Boom. That's about as basic as it needs to be, right, Cody?
Literally, that it really is. Like, there's no, like, anyone that tells you there's like a secret sauce to texting, there's not. The secret sauce is consistency, texting every day, and then following up with the leads that come from it every day.
Love it. So, Jonathan, Mark, I'd love to have you get on the stream. I'm giving you the link. It's right there in the comments. It says StreamYard.com with all the weird stuff. That is the link that will get you into the stream. So yeah, Brooke, really, really good there. I think Brooke's going to end up coming to the office today around 4. I might end up being, me and Zach might be the only ones that are here. Tina will still be here all day. Cody, let's jump on this one, bro.
Lead tracking, I've been using Excel. I'm thinking about using Podio or InvestorFuse. I mean, if you're talking about tracking your KPIs, I like Excel. I just like, as far as like tracking closings and all that, I like Podio for that. But just tracking our KPIs, I've just always been drawn to using Excel and just having it in the Google Drive, folder. That's just our KPIs for our marketing, our acquisitions, and our actual lead count. That's what I prefer.
So Gladys brings up a really good point. The secret sauce is do the work, 100%. But Jonathan Mark,
closings and all that, I like Podio for that. But
what up?
KPIs, I've just
always mute that show so everybody doesn't have to hear Cody and my voice again. Bro, tell everybody where you're at. Introduce yourself, Mr. Mark. Tell us what's going on in your world. You're muted. On the screen, you can unmute yourself.
Cool. My bad. I had to mute my other tab, man. But what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's up, bro? Tell everybody where you're at. Whoever doesn't know who Jonathan Mark is needs to know who Jonathan is. Yeah. What's your IG handle? Who are you? What market are you in? And what are you working on today, bro?
So Victory Lab Realty, exactly how you think it's spelled on IG. Jonathan Mark with the H, the correct way to spell it. I'm here in Houston, Texas. The great country of Texas. We're down there doing amazing things down there. So, but yeah. So my question, I actually hired an integrator. So I'm essentially like trying to mold him to be my Cody Barton. So one of the things that I'm really interested in is how, and I think he's on the chat too. So that's pretty cool. So I kind of gave him the link, so he's here as well. But what I'm trying to get him to be able to do is, just be my data guy, pulling lists, skip tracing, and then also just adding value as far as like how can we get better with our KPI tracking? How can we get better with, using data to kind of, better align our marketing and all this stuff. So
what are you having a hard time with? How can Cody and I help you, brother? I know you're in the Subto mentorship. We appreciate you. We love you. What do you feel like you need the most help with right now?
So I'm trying to figure out what to do, like, or is it what task to give him right now. So right now I just have him like pulling lists and like learning how to skip trace and learning how to, work with the data that I already have. But I'm trying to get him to a position to where he feels comfortable with giving me ideas, that he's able just to, have more control of that, so I can just focus purely on acquisitions.
Love that. I mean, Jonathan, you're a visionary like me, and I knew that when I met you. Anybody that talks to you is going to know you're a visionary, which means that you want to have nothing to do with lead generation other than making sure the leads are there.
Exactly.
Right. So Cody's going to be coming into our mentorship here in the next little bit. What I would do is maybe even shoot. I think you've got my cell phone number.
Yeah.
Why don't you text me and Cody, or why don't you text me privately and just say, hey, if I could get help with these 3 things right now, that would be really good as far as it relates to Cody, right? So what I'll do is next week, we'll bring Cody in and get deep dive on those 3 things that will provide value to you, but also provide value to the rest of the Subto group.
I think that'll work. Work.
So what's the name of your integrator?
George. So he's from Serbia.
Hell yeah, he is.
He's from Serbia, and I don't know how to pronounce. What's up, bro? What's up, George? There you go. So I can't pronounce that shit. So I call him George. He said George was cool. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna call you George, bro. But he's an amazing guy, super smart. He's really passionate about entrepreneurship. And I told him like the first day, I'm like, my goal is to really put you in a position that you're able to go off and start your own company, and you're really able just to learn from me. If you don't want to do real estate, that's fine. But I really want to put him in a position that he's able to go out and start his own business someday, but learning from, just my style, because we definitely complement each other. He's definitely more the integrator type. So I really want him to learn from me while I'm learning from him. So But there he goes right there. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I saw the spelling of his name and I was like, is this another one of Elon Musk's children or what's the story?
I mean, he's smart enough to be, so yeah, maybe.
Love that. So what I would do, maybe we get George, tune him in when we bring Cody into the mentorship sometime next week.
All right.
And also Cody has our trainual set up. So if there's certain things in our trainual that George would like to see of like how we train and onboard our people, because you've obviously signed the NDA, the privacy stuff, we're happy to share some of that stuff with you guys.
All right, cool.
Whatever. I don't want to overload you because you obviously know the mentorship is already like a freaking fire hose, just opening up all this information.
Yeah.
But whatever you need, and that's why I was like, give me the top 3 things you and George want help with to get to the next step, and I'll have Cody jump in and provide that value to you.
Got you covered. Got you covered.
Are you guys hiring VAs, or is currently George your VA and integrator?
No. So I do have a VA team. So I do have folks.
Where are you currently getting your leads? Is it cold call, text, or both?
Cold call. I pause texting until I can hire somebody to actually manage that as well. But going to bring somebody on next week to handle all my text campaigns. But we do have cold callers bringing in 2 to 3 leads a day.
Love it. So
let me first note on that 2 to 3 leads a day.
Yeah.
That's a good expectation. And out of those leads, right, on your cold call leads, if you get 10 cold call leads that go in, I would, if I had to guess, probably like 5 to 7 of them are kind of junk, and then there's probably 3 that there's an opportunity there to try to do something.
Yeah. So I mean, the good thing about it is I've trained the VAs to really kind of filter out like the tire kickers. So we don't have a lot of those. Like the folks who are coming into our CRM, they are like, hey, I'm actually, looking to sell. What do you have? I'm exploring options with them right now. As far as, because a lot of them, are trying to sell at retail. So, learning from Pace and, what we can do with creative financing. So just throwing that into the mix as well, on top of, what I'm doing with my wholesale pricing. So, yeah.
Nice.
Love it. I think Cody and I have had a fun time on creative financing. You see all these little pins all over that board?
Yeah.
I love having a rental portfolio and buying all these bad boys. I mean, obviously this being in the group, you don't have to just acquire things and hold them through creative financing. You can wholesale creative finance deals as well, which is going to be really fun to watch you guys do, because you'll be able to take your same lead flow and get an extra 20, 30% more deals out of that existing lead flow, which is unbelievable.
Exactly. But I'm a whole guy myself, so I'm looking to get more seller financing deals, more Subto deals. So I'm trying to blow up my rental portfolio. But, I love the cash from my flips and from the wholesale deals. Being able to this have options, what I'm saying? That's what's really important.
Well, we just gave you some more homework today, Jonathan. You're gonna get us the top 3 things that you and George need us to bring to you sometime next week, and we'll show you some behind the scenes stuff of exactly how we're flowing. Like, it sounds like the texting, because Cody's done a really good job. We have 3 full-time texters.
Yeah.
And he's got a flow and training and onboarding and all that kind of stuff of how to manage them, all in our trainual account. So if there's some of those videos we can share with you and George to kind of help you at least understand what we're doing, and then you can kind of marry it with what you were doing before, hopefully we can give you some value there.
So, of course, does your VA hub online, do they do text?
Yeah, that's how we have texting. So what I would recommend looking at too is like, we have a mix where some of our virtual assistants are texting and cold calling. So they'll break up the day, because here's the thing that people have to realize, that especially people that haven't ever cold called. Like, have you cold called yourself for like 6 hours in a day?
Back in 2017, man.
Hey, I did it too.
Exactly.
And it's like, think about how you feel in like 6 to 8 hours of cold calling, right? Your back starts to hurt. You're like, you can start to get a headache. You're getting annoyed, especially if you have a bad day, right? So I like to have our VAs break up their day. So like, they'll kind of flip flop. So like the first half of their shift, they're texting, and then say like the second half of their shift, half of the shift, they're cold calling. Or they'll break it up, like 2 hours cold calling, 2 hours texting. And then, while they're on that cold calling part, maybe they're responding to some of those texts that they were getting. So like, it kind of helps break it up too. So like, think of the human component to it, as well as like, how well are you doing when you're sitting and calling, your back's hurting and you kind of need a little bit of a break? And, so those are some of the things that, we consider with our virtual assistants too.
That's a good point. What's y'all's cadence as far as, like, let's say you got a list of 10,000 that you're calling. Do you wait till you call all those 10,000, exhaust that list, then you switch them to text, or are you kind of merging the two campaigns all at once?
Yeah, so we have, like, on call tools, we have one big giant list that's being called through, and then we have like a secondary niche list. So they're calling through the niche list first, and then when that runs out, they move to the bigger campaign that they're calling on. But we're texting every day. We're pulling the newest niche data that we can, and then we're texting through the big blanket list too. So, like, there's always two campaigns that are basically being ran through. They run through the niche campaign first of the day, and then once they run out of that, they're on the big list and on the calling and on the text side.
George, you hear that? That's what we're doing. You got to do that shit. So yeah, cool. I love it, man. Yeah.
We want to see you. We want to see you and George crushing it, bro. That's real. I'm so amazed that you went out and got an integrator. I mean, he's obviously an integrator. Just looking at the spelling of his name, that's a good filter. Are you an integrator? Yes. Look at my name.
Exactly. He's amazing, man. I interviewed around 20 folks. I had them take all these different assessments. I had them take the rocket fuel assessment. And then I also had him take a DISC test, and he passed both with flying colors. And then when we had the interview, he was just able to kind of express like, hey, I really am cool with these type of tasks, and I really want to elevate you to a position, that, you can carry out your dreams and your goals. And it just was a really good marriage. So I want to make sure that I'm continuing to, I think he's only going to go as far as I train him, as I teach him, because he's still pretty, young to the game and new to the game. So I want to make sure that I put him in a good position to succeed. So that's where we're at now.
Jonathan, you're the man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all. Peace out.
Have a killer day, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. See you
later.
Hey, Pace, I don't want to jinx it, but then, I say this very kindly, because I love everybody, but we never do deals with Asian sellers. It just doesn't happen.
I brought this up to Steve Trang the other day. I was like, bro, what's up with your people?
But I have Tino going to look at sellers or Asian, and I'm like scared because they gave us a number that's actually close to what the buy price needs to be. Like, it's a 230 ARV, and they're asking for 150, and I'm like, we're actually not too far off. So Tino's going to look at it right now.
Wow, that's awesome. I just saw Tino in here just a couple minutes ago. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a new text lead from yesterday.
Bro, nice. I love that. Was that the one that has Anna been working on that or what?
No, different one.
All right.
Have you talked to Anna about the seller that has like she needs to come out here from California and it's a condo in like Phoenix that.
Hold on, let me get her.
Yeah, go grab Anna.
Hey, Anna, are you on the phone? Come in here real quick. Sure. No, you look good. Come on. Anna's coming over here. Anna's about 2 feet shorter than me, so we'll have to. Oh my! Hello, Cody. Cody, ask her the question you were asking me.
Anna, what's up with the seller that has to come out here? The margarita seller. She's like.
Yeah,
what's up with her?
She was coming down here for some dental work. So I haven't heard back since our last text was like 2 days ago. So just kind of staying on top of her for that. But
cool.
It's gonna
be a deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, building rapport. She gave me her whole life story, just word vomit,
How old is that lead?
3 months.
Look what Debbie's just said.
Oh, thank you, Debbie. I reached out to her initially 3 months ago, and she wasn't ready at the time. So we kept it in our Podio.
What was her number? It's probably ARV of like 110. And what was her number 3 months ago?
Initially 100,000.
And where's she at now?
75.
Wow, look at that follow-up. Isn't that crazy? I'm saying this to the guys on here. You know this, but people that are listening on here, yeah, like it's like it's not, maybe now is not the right time. You just got to keep following up.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else are you working on, Anna?
I have another seller that's going through a divorce.
Love
and
it.
He's going to be ready, and I think we're close to we're not too far off from the price, and he wants to be done with it. It's not, he doesn't want any attachment to the house whatsoever, so he's ready to sell that.
How many follow-ups do you think there is on that seller from 3 months ago? Like, if you had to guess, I know you probably don't know off the top of your head.
No, but here's the thing with sellers, it's not how many times you think that just because they're not telling you, they're not giving you a no, that you're like, oh, okay, I had such a great conversation with you, and I have it locked in. But anything can happen in life, and if you don't stay on top of it as if it was still a cold lead, you're gonna miss your window of opportunity. And so Jack Simon, for example, is a seller that I've been in
What's
touch
up with this guy? What's Jack?
August. I know his phone number by memory. That's how many times I've followed up with this seller.
Oh my god, freaking guy.
It's like a ritual. I literally text him and call him 3 times a day, maybe, at random times. And we had a really good rapport, and we met in person and everything. But this was, that's just how it is. So as far as how many times you should follow up with a lead, even if you think that you built really strong rapport in the initial initial call, it's just you just have to follow it up until you get the contract. That's pretty much how you should attack it. Yeah.
Love it.
What else do I have going on?
Does anybody have questions for Anna? Anna also runs all of our construction. She does a ton for us. So Anna, how do you let's see.
Did you follow up with that lead? How often did I follow up with that lead? Which one? The Mikhail's? She literally texted me and said, we're gonna have a drink at Mikhail's. So that's how, even though I feel really comfortable about how good of a relationship we built through our conversation of an hour and 20 minutes, I still have to follow up with her. Here we are, it's Friday. I haven't heard from her in a few days, so anything could happen. Anything can change at any moment. So how many times roughly? Probably like more than 20 times for sure. I mean, it's been 3 months,
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions for me as far as anything else? Nope. Cool.
Awesome. Anna, wait, before you go,
yeah.
we need, do you have another landscaper that could plant a tree and do drip?
Here's what I was going to tell you about that. Rosalio is amazing.
I know he's busy,
but I can't vouch for his work.
What's the question?
I mean, I could give him avocados, but I don't want to.
Who?
Cody.
Not for my house. I need a drip ran.
Oh, I would have Rosalio do it.
I told you. Just wait.
When can he do it though? I'm going.
You should wait for.
If you want it done right, you have Rosalio. If you want it screwed up and then be frustrated, use the aguacates.
When can Rosalio do it, Anna?
Just give me another. He's busy right now working on Pace's house. So.
Dude, I need it because I'm going out of town for 2 days next week, and my plants won't get watered and they'll die.
Leo.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll reach out to Leo. He's a little pricier.
Leo will show up to your house in he'll have a Gucci man purse, but he'll do a good job.
What do you do when the lead won't talk on the phone? I text them. I'll use a different phone number. I'll play a different role. If they've ghosted me, I'll have someone from our team reach out until I get a no or whatever from the seller. What else? Anna, what do you recommend for those new to a market to find contractors to do estimates on projects before due diligence period runs out? New to a market to find contractors. Oh, Pace, I don't know.
What's up? Anna, what question should I be asking? Anna, what do you recommend for those new to a market to find contractors to do estimates on projects before due diligence period runs out? I would always reach out to other people who are already fixing and flipping. That you want to reach out to people who have it, because it took Anna and I a combination of probably 8-9 years to find the people we currently have and train them properly. And now we didn't take that long. It took like 2 years, but it's been 8 years in the progress of like perfecting the process. So I would find people who are already doing it in your area. Let's see. What question, Anna, what question should I be asking you the most of what you do?
What I do?
Get the most of what you do. Nate, re-ask that question. I don't quite understand that. Oftentimes we're silent because we don't know what to ask. That's why I say that. Oh, Anna helps out with lead follow-up, and she also manages our construction, and she'll run around and do a lot of things for me. I would say Anna has been my right hand for the last 6 years. Without Anna, this whole thing falls apart.
That's not true, guys.
She might be short in height, but she's tall in value. She's amazing. So Anna does a lot. She follows up with leads. Anna, tell them about the $50,000 probate deal you did last year.
Oh, that was fun.
Yes.
That was a probate lead that I followed up.
You actually cold called that lead.
I did cold call that.
That was not a warm lead. You actually cold called that.
I cold called that lead. Yeah. Yeah, I did.
How did you find that lead?
Through one of our marketing channels that we use, a probate list that we get every month. And I was still fairly new with the cold calling, actually.
You were only 3 months into it.
I was only 3 months into cold calling, guys. I didn't know what I was doing.
Commission.
But you fake it till you make it. So
she got a big wad of $5,000 in cash for doing this deal. So she was very happy with it.
Yeah. I just resonated with this. I just empathized with the seller. I mean, she had lost her mother, you know.
Anna, how many leads should you be following up with on a day? When you're not managing all of our construction, how many leads should you be following up with on a day?
Well, I typically try to build a pipeline, and I stay on top of my top leads. I always, aside from Podio, which is the CRM that we use, I have a separate app on our iPhone, you know, the notes section, and I always put in any warm leads or any potential leads that are going to turn around in the next 1 to 3 months, and I hit those, you know, at least twice a day, once in the morning time and then sometimes afternoon or evening. I text constantly, and so that's how I kind of stay on top of those. Daniel Mendez, is that it? Anna, you get a lead that says no to your offer. Do you put them on a follow-up list? If so, how often will you follow up with them, weekly or monthly? We don't give an offer over the phone, so we try to extract that information from the seller and paint a picture of a scenario of the possibility of us being able to come up to their price point if we need to do that. But I don't provide an offer to the seller. So, but if they happen to be really outside of our price point or our buy price that we need to be, I try to dig deeper as to why they even want to truly sell. And if the motivation and the pain point is larger, then we can try to figure out something creative for them. And as far as weekly follow-up, I mean, I ask them, like, are you guys going to be ready in the next, 30 to 45 days or 2 months out? And then I just periodically set a task in Podio to follow up with them. Okay. What else?
Nice.
So is Anna your transaction coordinator? No. Rochelle is our transaction coordinator. She's amazing. Let's see here. Anna, your top leads, are you trying to speak to them every day? Do they get upset? I do try to, not every single day. If I've built rapport with my warm leads, I don't hit them up every single day. But if within the week, I try to hear from them or just check in with them. I literally have text messages from sellers like that divorcee I'm telling you about. I'm like, happy Friday, or thank God it's Friday. Just keep it very like, just build a relationship with them. So they're never upset to hear from me. I put on the charm.
Amazing.
Let's see. What else?
You, Tino, and Nick have like your top few leads that you're working. I know they have a couple Mesa deals that seem really close to converting right now too.
Yeah, we actually just had a little mini powwow before I got there, and we were talking about hitting up our hottest leads right now and putting them on the whiteboard and just tackle them and filter them out. Because sometimes what happens is, at least for me, I would get friend zoned a lot in the beginning. I know Pace can attest to that, and it's because I was afraid to give. To ask the hard questions and just find the no and move on. So that's been a big hurdle of mine.
That is honestly Anna's number one downfall, is that she's afraid to ask hard questions. And it's the only criticism I ever have of her, because she's so nice. And she'll let some things fall apart because she didn't, but she's gotten way, way, way better at it.
Anna, how do you deal with when the seller feels like they don't care about the property and just wanted to go to foreclosure? Huh.
We buy it?
Yeah.
I mean, if they're not motivated, you can't do anything with that. Like, someone has to want to sell. You need a willing, able seller. Like, our job isn't to convince them to sell. It's to convince them to sell to us.
I literally was about to say that. You read my mind. Crazy. Yeah. We're not here to convince anybody of nothing, of anything. We're just here to convince them to sell to us if they're already looking to sell in the first place. So, Anna, when you're following up, are you mostly just trying to speak to them because become a friend rather than speak about the property? No, I want to speak about the property. I have enough friends already, but I am friendly.
Great answer.
So, because at the end of the day, guys, it's what's going to make me money, right? And so we're all going to make money.
And the seller wants to make money too. So you build rapport not by talking about cats, dogs, and their favorite food. You build rapport by credibility. And the way you build rapport through credibility is asking the right questions. So Anna is friendly, but she's not becoming their best friend.
Right.
And by the way, Anna is, she's an attractive female. She has had multiple males, sellers. Am I wrong? We've had multiple sellers try and get up in her DMs. So we have to be very protective of her. So she tries not to be too friendly with sellers. I mean,
oh, you go to the appointments. They're like, "Where's Anna?"
Exactly. I'm like, I thought Anna was coming. I'm like, oh damn.
Remember the candle?
Oh yes, dude. So
we have stories, guys.
There's sellers I show up to the property that have like scented candles burning because they think Anna's showing up, and it's like a romantic dinner that I walk into. They're like, "Where's Anna?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this dude, poor guy." Oh wow. Hey, come on. She is single. Okay. Anna, what's your Instagram?
Oh my god.
Just kidding.
Send us your deals.
Yes, yeah, there you go. Send us your deals. When cold calling, is it common for you to call 50 people and only talk to one?
Yes.
It might be.
Yeah. It might be. Yeah, especially if you're still learning and to feel confident and portray that over the phone, because sellers can feel the nerves and can feel like if you're not even sure of what you're saying yourself. And that used to happen to me a lot in the beginning. I even hung up on a seller one time because I just freaked out.
Really?
I was like, bye, and I just hung up.
I'm sure everybody, I'm sure a lot of people on here have found that out as well. So guys, we're going to wrap this up. We've been on here 2 hours with you guys. We're going to give you, let me see if I can give you guys the last link. So this last link that I'm going to share with you has all of our links in there. So if you guys want the link to VA Hub, you want the batch tracing discount, you want the link to subject to mentorship, you want batch skip tracing discount. What else do we have on there?
Trainual, or I don't know if you put Trainual on there yet.
I'll add Trainual to that. So guys, I just put the link in there. Appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Cody, you're the freaking man.
Yeah, you are.
We'll talk to you soon. Hopefully the next time I talk to you, we have a contract that Tino wrapped up.
Yeah.
See you guys.
All right. See you guys.